An attempt to make changes to Georgia's state constitution, and it's happening right as election season begins to heat up.
Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger ramping up efforts to keep non-citizens from voting in our state by signing an online petition. It all comes as states around the country make big changes to the voting process. So far this year, at least 18 states have enacted laws that restrict access to voters, including right here in Georgia with the passage of SB 202 back in March.
CBS 46's Haley Mason spoke with the Secretary of State today. And Haley, citizenship, it's already a requirement to vote in Georgia.
That's right, Sean. It's already on the law books. It's also already in Georgia's constitution. But some Republican lawmakers say that there are groups out there who want to change that. So they're trying to step in to change the language to stop this effort before it starts.
We want to make sure only American citizens are voting.
Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger signing a petition that says only American citizens can vote in Georgia elections. He wants to pass a new constitutional amendment, making that more clear.
Surprising and alarming truth is that there are localities in the U.S. that allow non-U.S. citizens to vote. And to my fellow Georgians, there have been attempts here in Georgia.
The petition's being launched by a grassroots group called Americans for Citizen Voting. Their members contacted Raffensperger's office to help track cases of non-citizen voting in Georgia elections. So far, the Secretary of State's office has only been able to identify one case of suspected voting by a non-citizen in Georgia. A spokesperson tells me, quote, "We're currently investigating a case in DeKalb County. At the end of the day, one is too many, and we must shore up any failures in the process that would allow this to happen." The DeKalb case will be discussed at a hearing next week.
It is a movement to allow non-citizens to vote, non-citizens with green cards, to vote in our municipal elections.
The group points to San Francisco, which recently allowed school board votes to be cast by non-citizen voters. In Georgia, though, it's already active state law that only citizens can vote. The state constitution also has language saying in Article 2, Section 1, that voting is, quote, "for every person who is a citizen of the United States and a resident of Georgia as defined by law, who is at least 18 years of age, etc." Democratic leader James Beverly says this is a solution in search of a problem.
Every person who is a citizen of the United States can already vote in the state of Georgia. That's it. If you are a non-citizen, you are excluded from voting in the state of Georgia.
But Raffensperger wants Georgians to sign on to the online petition to get the language strengthened in Georgia's constitution.
We need to add a simple word to the Constitution, the word only.
So what happens next is Raffensperger is going to try to get state lawmakers to pass this referendum when they get back to the Capitol. They must pass it with a 2/3 vote when they come back to session. If lawmakers do pass it, the amendment would then go on the November 2022 ballot, and that means it will be up to you, the voter, to decide if you want that citizens-only language in the Georgia Constitution on voting. Reporting live outside the state capitol, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
Haley, thank you.